to them and the people they represent? What changes would you like to see in the world? Why?
Oh, I need to set a 60-second timer. Okay. Leaders around the world. I didn't even hear the question. And it's annoying that, okay.
Leaders around the world fight for causes that are meaningful to them and the people they represent. What changes would you like to see in the world? Why?
Okay. So, as a leader myself, and I've been in various leadership positions, such as head boy and president of the Islamic Society, I would say the thing that I would want to do the most as a leader would be to combat Islamophobia. This is something that has a deep-rooted history within not just me, but my family and the community around me. Because as someone with an Indonesian culture, I've been brought up with Islamic heritage and people who just have that warmth and kindness to each other. And that's what Islam brings. Islam brings that ability to just have that selflessness towards other people. And that's why in Indonesia, if you go to any neighborhood at all, it's essentially one massive family, which contrasts to my neighborhood here in England, where many people never even talk to their neighbors, or let alone know their names. And this, while it may not look or seem like it links to Islamophobia, I believe Islam is the true or key factor that will enable people to be kind to other people. And especially with Islamophobia, there's so much hatred nowadays, whether it's towards Muslims or Christians or people of any religion or race. We just have so much hatred in society for other people. And this is something that has been cultivated with social media, with comparisons and stuff like this. And this is the exact boundary that I want to break. And this is something that I'm currently doing with my daily vlogs. With my daily vlogs, I showcase that we can be kind to absolutely anyone in society, whether they're religious, whether they're of a different race, whether they're from a different background. And this is what I want to bring to society. I want to bring this kindness. I want to bring this kindness back to my community. I want us to be able to interact with our neighbors, with our classmates, with strangers that we see along the street. And I want us to be a more cohesive society, where we're not wasting water, where we're not wasting other precious resources that may seem that we may take for granted. And I want to develop this Indonesian, not scarcity mindset, but kindness towards other people through Western society too. So that is my answer for prompt 1. Okay, I'm not going to stop recording. Yeah, I really hate interview questions, but I had to get this done. And then you can give me all the feedback you want. Oh, no. Okay, prompt 2.
Global leaders often face challenges when it comes to finding resolutions for conflict. How have you dealt with conflict?
How have you dealt with conflict? Okay, 1 minute timer. What conflict have I been faced? How have I dealt with conflict? Conflict. Maybe I can talk from a project management standpoint. Done with conflict. 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 Have I dealt with conflict? Project management. Okay. As the president of the Islamic Society at my school, I have to manage quite a few people in my team, and that means I have to delegate different roles and understand different people's opinions. But the thing is, with a religious context like Islam, there's different schools of opinion, and different people follow different laws of Islam, which means we all have to come into one agreement or one cohesive one cohesive idea before we actually propagate it throughout the society. And as the president of the Islamic Society, this is eventually my role. I have to bring people together and ensure that we don't create and form these segregated schools of thought within our society just because we have these minor differences. And this goes with so many different things in life. With Islam, there are minor differences within religion between different schools of thought. But in life, there's so many different minor opinions within scientific research or other things like that. But if we actually take that chance to listen to the other side, then we can actually learn so much from other people. So I will give an example. I went to a hackathon last year where I was introduced to a bunch of university students I had never met before, and I had to introduce myself to them, I had to get to know them, and we were tasked with 24 hours to develop a project, and we had no idea what that project was going to be about. So we gave each other our ideas, and we definitely had some conflict, some back and forth, but after laying all our ideas out and explaining to each other, oh, why should we do this and why should we do that, we managed to form an agreement with what project we had. But it wasn't smooth sailing from then, because we ended up going to an Intel workshop where they introduced to us serverless functions and £500 of free credit to use on their servers. And one of our teammates was like, we should do this. We should spend our time using Intel's credit. Just imagine having an internship with Intel. But after looking at the requirements and how difficult it would be to set it up, we decided to focus our efforts on the project that we had already set to do. And eventually, this was the decision that helped us win first place in the UX category, because we saw another team who had tried to go through the Intel pathway, and they spent hours and they wasted all that time because they weren't able to get a good result in the end. So, as a team, once we're able to lay out our ideas, explain to each other, and listen to why we have these differences, and actually be able to change our own opinions and be critical of the things critical of our own perspectives. And it's only then that we can listen to others and establish a goal that everyone is happy with. Hopefully that answers prompt 2, but I definitely think I waffled a lot on that.